You might as well go ahead and exit out now and go somewhere else. And Home Depot shafted your girl. Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be filming something that I have been promising you for quite some time now. So I finally found the time to be able to sit down and chat with you guys all about new home renovations and design ideas and just little makeovers and stuff throughout our home. And if you are new and this is the first time you've ever seen my face before, then hey girl, hey. Just a little info on our current house and all the things. So we are planning to move whenever something becomes available to us. We're not like rushed as if we need something right now, but we do know that we have plans of moving. We have many vlogs here on our channel of us looking at houses. We put an offer in on a house that we ended up not getting. So we're not doing anything crazy. We're doing stuff to just brighten up areas of our home to make it more pleasant for us to live in those spaces and things that could possibly be a nice selling point. So we're not doing anything, like I said, crazy, but I do want to share some things with you today. So let's just go ahead and jump on into it. I'm planning on doing a bunch of talking, so if you ain't here for that, honey, you might as well go ahead and exit out now and go somewhere else, because I'm gonna talk a bunch. If you want to reference anything that I show in today's video, if it's on Pinterest, I do have a specific board that I will link down below in the description box that I have everything sectioned out in, so that if you've seen an idea that you want to mimic as well in your home, then you can definitely go on there and find it. Since we are sitting here in the playroom, and if this is the first video that you've seen of the new paint in here, then you're probably like, where is she sitting? I know I put some pictures on Instagram in my stories, and people were like, girl, I thought you were in a totally different room in your house. But the walls used to be black raisin. It's the Valspar color. I get tons of questions about that. We do still have that color in 2 more spaces in our home. Don't plan on getting rid of it. I do absolutely love the color, but because this room shifted from like a man cave, like a movie hangout spot, to a playroom, I wanted it different. I wanted it bright, and I knew that that would be a pretty good selling point. And because this room is half wainscoting with a chair railing, I knew it wouldn't take as much paint and much effort to paint it. So it was very easy. We filled in holes, but there are a few more things that I wanted to share with y'all that I was thinking. So the color that we went with is Origami White, and it is Sherwin-Williams, and I went with a semi-gloss because I've learned that if I can't wipe a wall down and you can't tell, that's an issue, because the paint that was originally in our home, so there are some spots in the house that have the paint, and I'm looking around to look at it, that did have the original paint on it, and that paint sucks. I don't know what brand it is, what color it is, I don't know anything because I didn't leave anything behind. But if you get something on it, it stains, and if you go to wipe it, that stains. So the wall that was in the kitchen, which I'll get to that, had that same color on it. Semi-gloss is really easy to clean. It is not shiny like I thought that it was going to be, but it's super wipeable. Like you can just feel it's just so smooth, and it's going to be so easy to keep clean with Mila, because she will literally stand on the back of this couch and wipe her hands across this. Just imagine if she had something on her fingers and she was just rubbing. So yeah, easy to clean was like #1 for me. We're also going to mount the TV. I love these little cutouts here next to this TV, and I'm kind of trying to get Cody like, hey, you think we can do that? Trying to do like a little silhouette cutout of Mila's head. It's not like a thing that I gotta have, but I just loved it. If you look over in the corner, you can see a window. So I am considering changing out the blinds in here to those bamboo shade things. If you have those, let me know what you think about them. Because this room is so bright now, I want to warm it up just a little bit. And because we need to change out some blinds around the home, we could actually just take these down and move them in the places to the other blinds that are like chewed or messed up or whatever. So we could just move these 4 out into another space in our house and still be able to use them, but then bring those bamboo shades in here. So I'm considering that. Definitely not any curtains, because Mila is a mad woman, so no curtain. I am still on the hunt for a little kids table. We recently took a trip to IKEA and they were out of stock, and I was so disappointed because it was like the main reason why we went was to get that little table. And I had been checking all week and it was in stock, and that morning it said it had 14 of them, and when I got there, there were none. and we stood outside in line for I don't know how long, and there were no tables. I was so disappointed. And as far as seating goes in here, we did move the couch just to kind of see how it would flow, but I knew that this couch was going to be too big for this wall. So there's just a little bit of couch. Just a little bit of couch hanging off over here. I knew if I got something else and I got rid of this, that I would want something that guests could sleep on and have like a dual purpose area, like playroom slash guest room. But that's still up in the air. Now that I've seen this here, it's not horrible in the walkway like I thought it would be. The last thing for this room is actually a mini collage wall, and that is going to go here above the couch. So everything that I'm going to be putting up from here on out will be put up with command strips, because I have worked hard on filling holes, patching holes up, painting over it. I'm not screwing nothing else other than mounting the TV. That is all that's going to be like going permanently in the wall. I'm going to be collecting a few pieces here and there. If y'all have been here for a while, then you know that we had a collage wall in our family room, living room area, and I loved it. I mean, I love what we have now, but I loved that for so long, and I feel like that would be a really nice thing in here. It will bring a pop of color up on the wall without being too much, and I'll be able to change it out. So because I mentioned the kitchen, I definitely want to go ahead and go into that room now. So I did already paint that wall, and I know a lot of you were like, thank you Lord, the dead clock is gone. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, we had a clock on that wall for the last, since we moved in. So over 7 years, I've lost track. That clock has been on the wall, and it worked at one point, and I've changed the batteries. It was like dead for so long, and everybody always said, why is it always 7? It was like 7:30 something on the clock, and it was always that time in all my videos in the background. No significance. It was just big and heavy to get off the wall, so I just never took it down. Found the clock at Hobby Lobby last fall or something. It's been a while. It's been sitting in our guest room just waiting to be put up, but I knew I couldn't put it up until I figured out whatever I was going to do with that wall, because I was debating on wallpapering it. I didn't want to paint it because I was like, shoot, then I got to paint above these cabinets, and I just don't want to do that. So that's another story. But because I painted this room and I love this color, I decided just to go ahead and take that color on into the kitchen. Love it. And filled all those holes in and used command strips on that clock and hung it up. I also did change out the curtains there above the sink. They used to be these DIY burlap ones, and now they are these DIY flour sack, I think is what they're called. You can go over to like the dish towel section at Walmart. That's where I got these for like they were like a 10 pack for like $6 or something. I can't remember what it was, but I just ironed it, folded it over, and used a little clip curtain hangers to hang it up there, because the brown was making it feel so ugh, and that white just brightens it up. Highly recommend doing that if you want some curtains and maybe it's a hard space to do like that one. You can adjust the height of them. It's the easiest thing ever. And then moving on into the dining room area, one thing that we have despised since we moved in were the lights above our dining table. I don't know what size table they had there, but the lights sit right over the 2 end chairs. So if you stand up real quick out of one of those chairs, you will hit your head. We've lived here, like I said, for years, and Cody, I can't even, he's hit his head more times than I can count on my hands and toes. Like, fingers and toes would have probably been the better. He has hit his head so many times. So we have talked about changing it up, doing different light fixtures, bringing them up, but then I said, can we just do can lights? Because then it won't matter where we position the table. Brings me to this image here. You can see that the table is more shifted closer to the wall. They have like a bench seat there. So that will clear up so much walking area on the other side of the table, which is closer to the kitchen and that bar area. It will make so much more sense, and we just have to get those lights turned into that. So Cody can do all of that. In case you didn't know, Cody does have like electrical background. That's what he does. So he will be able to get up in there and do all that. It's just a matter of us finding the time to do all that. The last thing in the area is Mila's little kitchen, so that also shares the dining room. And on that wall over there, I've had those Ray Dunn mugs forever on that wall, and they just collect dust. Would not recommend displaying mugs that just collect dust. So I'm gonna take all that down, fill in all those holes from that thing, because it is screwed good into that wall. So I have to fill all them holes in, cover that up, and I will once again take the same paint here and paint that wall. And then we're going to be doing this really cute art displays, and I will be putting these up with command strips because it's just these little pieces of wood. We are going to DIY this. Little pieces of wood that I'm going to, I don't know how we're going to fix those little clips, and I got to find those clips. And we're going to put those up because all we're going to be hanging up is different paper art projects and stuff, so it won't be heavy at all, and we'll be able to take them down and take them with us. Really easy. Now let's move right across here and come into the family room, living room area. So I don't have much planned for this area other than I really would like to find a big statement piece to go on the wall where that shelf is. I know y'all know what I'm talking about if you've seen our living room before. I always struggle with decorating it every season because I do love seasonal decor, mostly like fall and Christmas. And I always struggle with it because I feel like it's such an odd length, and Cody was so upset when I told him I was going to take it down because we got into a whole argument with him putting it up. Y'all, he is such a perfectionist. When he puts anything up, I pure despise having to ask him to put something on the wall because I know it's going to be a whole ordeal. A whole ordeal. And that shelf was a whole ordeal. So I said, I hate to tell you this, but I'm going to take it down. Face, I can see it in my hand. It has been up there for a few years now, so it's done its thing, you know, and it's just time to go. I have moved on, and I want something just more clean and simple, something that I don't have to decorate. So I just want a big statement, something circular to kind of mirror that circular mirror that I have on the other wall. Maybe like a really big basket. Like when I say big, I mean like I want it to be like this size. I've actually seen a couple, and every time I come back, I'm like, why didn't I buy that? I'm still on the fence about it. I know that if it's a basket like that, then it won't be heavy and it'll be easy for me to hang it up and not have to bother him. But another thing too is that I don't have any of that paint left that we painted in the living room, and I don't know the name of the color. I get asked that almost every video that you can see that room. Somebody asks me if I know the name of the paint color, and y'all, I do not know the name of it. I won't be able to paint over those holes that I fill in with the matching color because I don't know it. I know it's Valspar, but that's all I know. So the basket will be helpful because it will just hide all the holes. I don't want to buy furniture necessarily because, like I said, we want to move, and I don't want to buy something for this space when I don't know what our future space is going to be. You know what I mean? So I don't want to do too much in there, just refreshing things here and there. So let's move on down the hallway into our master bedroom. We've already started getting things for that room. We have been on the hunt for just something different. Y'all know we moved it back, or if you're new then you don't, but we moved our bed back to the main wall that we had it on. We needed more space when Mila was in there in her bassinet, so we moved it temporarily around, but it's back on the wall. We've always known that because we chose to have a king size bed in that room that our nightstands were going to have to be tiny, but we have the lights on them, so we have lamps that sit on those nightstands. And I looked at Cody and I said, hey, what if we did lights in the wall instead of on the nightstands? That would free up the whole top of the nightstand, you know what I mean? So we also didn't want to do anything permanent, and I didn't want to have cords hanging down the wall because that's just not my vibe. So if I'm gonna have like sconces, I want it to look like it's permanent, but I didn't want him to have to go and do all of that and wire. Though he could, I just didn't want him to do that. So I seen a woman on Instagram, and I have no idea who she is now that I'm thinking about it, but it's called the puck light trick. And I also seen Living with MB, if y'all follow her on Instagram. She's a hoot, by the way. She's in North Carolina, but on the other side of North Carolina. She also shared it in her stories too, where you take the, pretty much you cut the cord and everything off the light, which is kind of sad that you have to cut the, like, I guess the wire housing or whatever. So once you do that, then you're clipped, I would assume. You always have to do it this way. Maybe I'm wrong because we haven't done it yet, but we do have our lights. We decided to go with gold because I just love the look of that, or it's brass, I don't know what you would call it, off of our dark wall in there. The contrast. This photo here reminded me so much of our bedroom, and I loved the way that brass popped off of that black wall. So we went with those lights, and we have yet to be able to put them up just because we just haven't had time to do it. And we have to make sure the bed is positioned exactly where it's going to be. and put the lights up. So the trick is you use those battery operated lights that people use underneath the cabinets. We actually have some in our kitchen, and you glue them to like a PVC fitting that will screw into the light. And the lights that I have, I'll actually link them down below in the description box, as well as the light fixtures, so those brass fixtures I was talking about. I'll link all of that down there too. But you can use a remote to cut them on, so we'll be able to turn them on, or you can just pop, just pop them, you know. So I showed Cody that, and he thought it was genius. So that's what we're going to do in our bedroom. We just have to, like I said, have the time. And of course, those will be screwed into the wall, but it'll be okay. And then just changing out some bedding, nothing major on there. I did get a pillow from, where did I get it from? Home Goods. I got a pillow from Home Goods. I just wanted one long pillow. I may end up bringing my leather pillows out of the living room into there. Haven't decided, because I still love them in my living room. I just feel like it brings so much texture and warmth to an area. So kind of playing with the idea of maybe just getting some for the bedroom. I don't know yet. Decided to bring a blanket ladder in there. Once again, something that I already had in our home. I like to do that. I'll shop our house to see if there's something that I'm not living in a space and move it around the home. So I did bring the blanket ladder in there. I need to change out the blankets that are on it. And I also brought in one of our houseplants in the room just to bring some life into there. I've talked about this space before, so I saved it for last. It is our Porches. So if you watched that planning video last spring, summer, I was so excited about planning out our porch decorating. I had everything, literally everything planned down to, like, I had a diagram where everything was going. It was perfect. And then Home Depot shafted your girl, totally shafted me. I had everything ordered and I was waiting on it. And I had noticed that the furniture set wasn't coming, and my rug had came, and I'm like, okay, what the heck? I bought all these accessories to decorate. Like, I was ready. I had citronella candles, throw pillows, plants, pots. I had all kinds of stuff. I was ready. Just waiting on the main thing, which was the patio set. I called them, and they were like, I can vividly remember the woman telling me to be patient and that it was coming because of, you know, Rona. Everything's been backed up, but it'll be there in a week and blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay. So I'm still, you know, like, all right, it's been a week. Let me be patient. I'll wait a week and a half before I call you again, to only find out that it's not coming and it is no longer available. So when the girl goes to cancel that order and to reorder it, also let me add that when I ordered it, I got it on a crazy sale. Like, it was a one-day sale. I just so happened to catch it. I got it for like $500. It had been $900. A 5-piece set, I think. I can't remember exactly what it was, but so of course when I go back to reorder it again, it's not at that price, but she was going to give it to me for that price, to only find out that it's not even available anymore. Had the other woman actually checked, because the other woman didn't even check to see the status of it. She just assumed because of the pandemic that it was back, or you know, it was backed up and it was coming. She didn't even bother checking. And I discovered that when I talked to the second lady, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. Had she checked, I probably could have ordered another set then, but now it's all gone. So I'm on the fence whether or not I want to do that, because like I said, I didn't want to buy any furniture, and because that worked out the way that it did, I was thinking maybe that was a God thing, and he was like, no, pump the brakes, don't buy anything big just yet, just wait till you get to your new house. But we are going to be here most likely this summer, I'm assuming, because like I said, we're not pushing moving, and because of the housing market right now, if we don't have to, you know, fight for a house, we kind of don't want to have to do that. I'm thinking really hard about decorating our porch. One thing that I do want to mention is this little bench thing right here. I'm so excited because I love a good project. This bench we've had since we had our old bedding set in our bedroom. So I had the old queen bed set. I had a bench at the end of the bed that I have reupholstered so many times, and then when we moved that bed into our guest bedroom, it stayed in there, and it kind of became like a catch-all area. You never even seen it. Nobody probably really knows that it exists. So when I went to clean out that room last week, I seen it, and I was just going to get rid of it. I was going to put it at the road and put a free sign on it and let whoever get it. Well, it's wood. The whole base of it's wood, and it just has been reupholstered. So I went to sit it on the porch to take it out into the yard. And I sat on the porch and I was like, oh, what if I put it on the porch? Just take the fabric off, do just a plain wood top. Cody said we could do two 2x6s, and I can't remember how long we said to do them. And then we'll just screw those into the legs that it has on there, stain it all. And I'll have a nice little cute plant stand. I'll be able to put plants and pillows on it. So I am doing that regardless. I'll be able to take that with me wherever we go. And if we do furniture out there, this is the layout that I want to go for. I want a couch and like the 2 seats with a table. This is just, I love this. I love that layered rug look. I'm not going for that right now because, like I said, I don't want to buy anything too big. I did buy a rug last year, which has been out there, and it looks really good. If I have the link for that rug and they still have it, I'll link that down below. But anything that I've talked about and I can link down below, I definitely will do that for y'all. Thank you for listening to me talk for this long. I know that I had just kept saying I was going to do this, but I just haven't had a chance to do it. And today I was feeling real good and was excited about sharing those things with y'all, so I wanted to make sure I took the time to do that. If you have any ideas that you'd like to share with me, let me know down below in the comments of a space in our home that you think, you know, there's something that you thought that would look really good. Let me know that down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. I hope you have a beautiful and blessed day.